Use a little bit of doozy, so I know people are not going to give a fuck about me just ranting. So go to like, I think it's the 7 minute marker to see my prediction of who I choose. So go right there if you don't give a fuck about watching this. Williams puts the Boston Celtics into the NBA Eastern Conference Finals to go up to the Miami Heat. Before we start today's video, of course, it is the playoff predictions between the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics. Ironically, my dad is a huge Boston Celtics fan, and I have, Boston jerseys. They're arguably my fourth team, and I live in Florida. I'm actually more of a Magic fan than Heat, but there's both connections for me on both teams. And I think about it right here. I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section right now. Who do you think will win this series? Why do you think said team will win this series? And in how many games do you think this said team will win this series? I think this one's going to be a doozy. If the Milwaukee Bucks and the Boston Celtics went to 7 games, I believe this one, more than not, will go to 7 games. Because, you know what? These teams, ironically, are more evenly matched than people would think. And I know Kyle Lowry didn't practice Saturday, and I believe he's listed. I don't know why I'm touching my hair constantly, but I think definitely this is something. Kyle Lowry, if he does play, fine. But if him being out, will it affect the team? I think a little bit. It won't be a detriment because we saw Tyler Hero take on that facilitator role. So I am not entirely weary that if Kyle Lowry does miss a few games, that it won't be very bad for the team in a negative way. Now let's just talk about this and let's look right into it. It's going to be Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, and Robert Williams most likely playing the starting role, with Derek White and Grant Williams, and as well as a little bit of Payton Pritchard and maybe Daniel Tice in this series. Payton Pritchard and Daniel Tice are both maybes. It's really depending on what Coach Udoka wants to use right there. Payton Pritchard's bringing in some microwave scoring ability. If they need more shooting, they'll bring in Payton Pritchard just to come in and play kind of, a Lou Williams role. If you guys don't watch Payton Pritchard, he's just kind of a microwave scorer. He can facilitate, he can facilitate, but he's more of an offensive point guard. Derek White being their just defensive maestro. This guy can have 0 points in a game and still end the night with what is it called? A plus minus, I guess. I said that weird. Either way, I think it's definitely going to be interesting to see Bam Adebayo go up against Robert Williams and Al Horford, but the Heat can counteract that with PJ Tucker, as well as they have a plethora of guys behind that, and Markieff Morris, who's not even playing. So throw Markieff Morris. It's really, Markieff Morris is in the background. He's jazz, bro. And it's been a combination of Gabe Vincent, Tyler Hero, Caleb Martin, Victor Oladipo, Tyler Hero, Caleb Martin, Gabe Vincent, PJ Tucker, Max Strus, Jimmy Butler, since Kyle Lowry's been out. With Kyle Lowry hopefully being back, and we're going to act as if he's going to be playing, Kyle Lowry with Max Strus, I believe, is going to be just a lot of spacing for Jimmy Butler to get running room to go downhill. Now, Al Horford showed the ability to stop Giannis. I think he can do a similar thing to stopping Jimmy Butler. With the Heat, my biggest thing when I look at this, I'm so stoned right now. That's why I've messed up. Normally I could speak perfectly fine, but don't take 3 dabs before you do a predictions video. I thought it'd give me more insight. I think it will, but guys, this is one thing though. Jimmy Butler has had a really good playoff series, and I enjoy it. And he likes to get downhill. He facilitates. But I think Robert Williams and Al Horford, their job is going to be stopping Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler from getting inside. And Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, what they're going to do, because Bam Adebayo can guard every single position. When they have Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, PJ Tucker, and either Max Strus, Kyle Lowry, Gabe Vincent, Tyler Hero, Caleb Martin, but especially when they do have Victor Oladipo because he's lanky, they're able, just with Jimmy Butler, PJ Tucker, Bam Adebayo, to literally switch between all positions easily. And that's where I get scared for the Boston Celtics, who both of these teams have, and in the playoffs have games where they have struggled to shoot the three. And I think that's where I really think this game could go. This series goes back and forth. One game, the Celtics win because they had the better shooting night. The next game, the Heat win because they have a better shooting night. And I think when I say a better shooting night, they're going to be both shooting maybe close to 30, under 40% from the field. And like having bad shooting nights in general, just being bloodbaths. Because I think this is going to go down to being physicality, where the Celtics, they're going to look at the Heat and they're going to be like, okay, this is a lanky, athletic, versatile team that they're going to spread the ball around. They like to attack the rim, but they're also willing to take the three. While the Celtics have some big boys in Robert Williams and Al Horford, but as well in Grant Williams, who's, you know, an undersized big man, a small ball five, and also they can bring in Daniel Tice if needed. And then you think about Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum 6'9", Jaylen Brown's what, 6'7", 6'8", and Marcus Smart 6'4", and then you also have a culmination of Derek White. Just a lot of, they have a lot of size. So the Celtics are going to try to impose their size and probably go inside as well as go in three. They're going to probably run a similar game plan to what they did against the Milwaukee Bucks to Miami Heat, because the Heat, I think what they're going to do is run maybe a lineup we haven't expected. And that's where it gets interesting, because we've seen them use Year 7 and even Dwayne Dedmon very successfully in the regular season when, you know, guys were out due to protocol or injury. And I think right here you think of a lineup where if they want to match their size, Tyler Hero at point guard, or even Jimmy Butler at point guard. Okay, stay with me with this one. Jimmy Butler at point guard. And then actually you can put Victor Oladipo or Tyler Hero at point guard. Jimmy Butler at shooting guard. Markieff Morris. Yeah, Markieff Morris at the wing. PJ Tucker at the other wing. And Bam Adebayo. You can even go bigger if you wanted to go. PJ Tucker, Markieff Morris, Bam Adebayo, and Dwayne Dedmon or Omar Yurtseven. You give up so much shooting right there. But there's also other ones where you could put Max Strus. And there's also the small ball lineups of PJ Tucker, Max Strus, Caleb Martin, Jimmy Butler, PJ Tucker, Jimmy Butler, Max Strus. What you put at center? PJ Tucker, Jimmy Butler, Max Strus, Tyler Hero, and Caleb Martin, or Victor Oladipo, Caleb Martin, or Victor Oladipo and Tyler Hero. There's a lot of lineups. That's one thing I'll give the Heat. The Heat have the depth, but I think the star power, I don't know if the star power, because Jimmy Butler's a star, but I think Jimmy Butler and Kyle Lowry versus, if you had to do a pickup game of Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, and Bam Adebayo versus Jaylen Brown. Well, I don't even know. This one's a toss-up. This is real. This is going 7 games. This is the prediction right now. 7 games. Miami Heat. I was going to take the Boston Celtics this whole video, guys. I was going to take the Boston Celtics sincerely. I was going to take the Boston Celtics sincerely, and because my dad's a fan and I'm a fan. But then I thought about it. Rookie head coach Udoka going up against Eric Spoelstra. Eric Spoelstra is one of the best play designers, one of the best coaches in the league. And that settles it. It's going to be a 7-game series, and it's not going to come down to rosters. It's not going to come down to anything. It's going to be because of Eric Spoelstra being the more experienced, better head coach. 7-game series. And the Celtics could win this. Like I said, I thought this whole video I was going to choose the Celtics, but at the very end I chose the Heat because I realized